Live from New York, it's Ask This Engineer.
Hey everybody, it's 8 p.m. on a Wednesday, and that means it's time for Ask Engineer. It's me, Lady Ada the engineer, and with me is Mr. Lady Ada on camera control. And the third person on the show is Adafruit, the character, the place. That's where we're at in downtown Manhattan. This is our factory where we manufacture, test, ship, debug, support all of the hardware that you know and love to use in your projects. Tonight we've got an hour-long show of all sorts of excitement, including some old video games. And take it away with what's up on the show, Mr. Lady Ada.
On tonight's show, the code is Noise. It's in celebration of N is for Noise, our latest Circuit Playground series video with puppets and more. Supports us, an open source hardware company. That code gets you 10% off an Adafruit store, except for Ada Box and for gift certificates. Show and tell, people around the world showing and sharing their projects. Lady Ada will talk about what was on the show and tell and more. Back to mailbags, going to stop by, read your letters to us. Time travel, some news and more from the world of makers, hackers, artists, and engineers. We have some Qriket videos, some made in New York City, some 3D printing. We got some new products. We have some really cool top secret stuff. We're going to answer your questions and more. We're going to be doing that in Discord, adafruit.it/Discord. You should get there now.
Now.
Get your questions
Go
ready
register.
For the end.
Sign up.
Yep. And we're going to give something away at the end of the show. All that and more on, you guessed it, Ask an Engineer.
Yes.
Okay. Lady Ada, let's play some bills. Don't forget, code's Noise. 10% off. You never used that code before, I'm surprised.
Noise, really?
Yeah, never did.
Well.
When people are shopping, there's things that they can get for free.
They can.
What do they get for free?
Okay, we have all the freebies. So, $99 or more, you get a free UPS. Sorry, you get a free UPS truck. No, you get a free Perma Proto half-size breadboard. Very handy tool for taking your circuits from a breadboard and making them permanent, so you can reuse your solderless breadboard. $199 or more, you get free UPS ground shipping in the continental U.S. That's high quality, trackable shipping. When it shows up, you'll even get a tracking notice, ding dong, hey, UPS guy's here, and there's your package. $299 or more, you get a free Circuit Playground Express, our all-in-one learning platform that supports CS Discoveries, Make Code, Arduino, and CircuitPython. So there's 4 ways to learn how to code with one piece of hardware. So it's great for everybody from beginners to experts. And at each level, you get everything from the previous levels as well. So it's a good time to stock up your cart.
Okay. Type of shipping, we got UPS. We suggest that for US, postal, a little bit lower cost sometimes. Might not get there as fast. So DHL International.
Great for international.
Prepaid customs and just sells right through. And
German.
And super cheap. Next, we have same-day shipping in New York City. If you order before 11 a.m. and you're one of the zip codes in Manhattan, you can get same-day delivery. Lady Ada, we have a show and tell. We do this every single week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays.
We do.
What was on the show and tell this week?
Lots of stuff, including me.
Yep.
Glad you asked. We had Paint Your Dragon showing off. He has updated the RGB matrix code that we wrote like many years ago for AVR, for the Arduino Uno. We're going to make a little feather wing, maybe a shield. So we went through and updated it so it supports the SAMD 21 and 51. So you can use it with our Metro M0 and M4. And almost the same pinout too. Just one pin different on the M4. So that's really handy. So if you have one of those RGB matrices and a Metro M0 or a SAMD 21 of some sort, please try out the code. Noah and Pedro talked about their Qriket cutting adventures. They've been making a lot of cool paper craft projects. Show the video as well. Scott showed off little demo we posted, a sneak peek on Twitter. It's a classic Game Boy, like the original chunky one, with a SAMD 51 microcontroller as the cartridge, and when you turn it on, instead of saying Nintendo, it says Adafruit. It just looks like really cool. And it goes ding.
We have a little video.
So cool.
We have some previews, and it's not out yet for some other stuff.
Yeah, he's working on maybe making it possible to write Python or CircuitPython code to program consoles. Part of our experimentation into gaming and Python and how to make gaming fun again.
Yeah. So
we'll check that out. We'll show the video, and if you're nice to Scott, he'll tell you all about how he used the micro logic built into. There's a micro CPLD in the SAMD 51. He used that to help clock the
2 p.m. we have our weekly CircuitPython meeting. You can talk about it there.
It's in the weeds. He'd love to talk about it. If you're interested in Game Boy hacking or emulation or reverse emulation. Guitar made a sadness armor from Metroid. It's like this blue armor with like these like kind of LED veins. Doesn't use NeoPixels, uses a 12-volt LED strip. It's got a little fan, but looks really cool. It's like he's got an arm, and it's going to blast stuff. Really cool cosplay. Always top cosplay from Guitar. Techniac made a website. It's Wix hosted, so to host his projects and have files for download. And he also rented a DSLR camera and took some photos, and really liked the photos that came out.
Yep.
So multimedia experimentation. C. Scott has been busy for the last couple of weeks and has been doing WWDC Apple Death March. They built all of the displays,
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
a bunch of stuff for the Apple WWDC, and that's over. So he's back to hacking on CircuitPython and synthesizers, and is planning out an M4 synthesizer control panel for his multi-voice modular. So that could be kind of interesting. And we chatted about some Metro M4 stuff, and then I showed off my Feather M4 prototype. There's only one in the world that works, and we chatted about that. So if you'd like to see what I put in to the Feather M4 to make C. Scott happy, check that out.
Okay. All participants on the show and tell again and asking on the show and tell sticker, either a real one or a virtual one. If you want a real one, email support@adafruit.com. If you're on the show and tell, we'll send you out a sticker.
They're cool stickers.
It's part of our Adafruit live series of shows. JP's show is coming up tomorrow. I have some clips and more from some of the things he's been working on, so I'm just going to play those. That's tomorrow. Look for the blog post and more. Okay, pack the mailbag. Reread these emails that some of y'all sent to us at our weekly all-company meeting called State of the Fruit. This one came in from Aaron. Thanks for making great content and selling quality products. You really provide an incredible resource and a great value to the community. Thanks, Aaron.
Yay!
Thank you, Aaron.
I'm glad you noticed, Aaron.
Yay. Don't forget adafruit.it/Discord. That's where we're going to be doing all of the questions at the end of the show, and it's 24/7. It's like the hacker space you can bring your granddaughter to, is my favorite comment.
And
about
we
it.
like to post leaks there.
We
so
post
it's
leaks all the time.
if you like seeing all sorts of stuff getting leaked,
Yeah,
that's the place to
I toss
go.
it in there, and then, here's what's right on Lady A's desk right now.
I
Sometimes you
tossed
don't
the
even
Feather
know.
schematic files up just
Yeah.
now. I was like, hey, check these out.
We have 6,170 people on Discord. That's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
I'll talk about some Discord stuff coming up soon.
Sign up for Discord if you're not.
CircuitPython stuff. We just had the latest newsletter. It's jam-packed full of things, so do check that out. It's on adafruitdaily.com, and you go there. It's a separate site because we never wanted to even be accused of spamming someone. So you go to Adafruit Daily, you sign up, and there's a Python for microcontrollers. We're in the process. We're getting close. We've submitted the awesome CircuitPython list a few times to the awesome list maintainers, and
It takes time to get awesome.
we only have-
awesome isn't done in a day.
yeah. So we only have a few more submissions, I think.
Yeah, we'll get
We gotta add some more stuff. Or
dots.
you have to put
and
spaces in a certain thing.
Markdown's the markdown.
Yeah. So the awesome list it's a very
Who is
exclusive.
this Mark, and
It's a
why is he
very
so down?
Mark. Why is he down?
Why is
They
he
should call him
down?
markup.
Markup.
Markdown. So that should be happening soon. Time travel. Okay, so the big news of the week in Maker.
We went back in time.
Well, we did, but we're going forward and back.
Oh, we're going forward. Okay.
Yeah. So
what's in the future?
Starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. for a full month, Digikey is going to join us on Discord. So adafruit.it/Digikey Discord. Right now the channel's private, but it'll be open for business tomorrow at 10 a.m. And this is really interesting because Digikey is they're very similar to Adafruit, just kind of further along the line. They're privately held.
Yeah.
They're nice Minnesotans.
Yes.
Cool company. And they're going to be in Discord for the full month. So you can go in, talk to Digikey tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We're going to have a live broadcast from here with some of the Digikey folks. We're gonna dial them in, and we're gonna be in Discord. I have some Digikey fun questions to ask, and then there's gonna be giveaways, prizes, and everything. So that's starting tomorrow at 10 a.m., you can go into the channel. It'll be called Digikey Discord.
Yes.
And then tomorrow
I'll
night
be
at
there.
8, yeah, you'll be here. Maybe we'll show some robot stuff, so don't forget. We have this full graphic. Hey, about. So that is tomorrow. Some other stuff in the news that I wanted to mention. Hackspace is still giving the circuit playgrounds away that you signed. So it's really easy to do, apparently. Because it's just like one
Free
website.
hardware.
Yeah, hsmag.cc/win. And you enter by 30 June. That's what they do in the UK. They don't say June 30th, they say 30 June. And
Probably for the best.
yeah, probably is. And so, because it's not the year 2030. I get it. So all you have to do is like click a like tweet or like it's very easy to enter to win.
Yeah.
So they're gonna give away 10. You sign 10, and we send it to them.
Yes.
Okay. Also, in time traveling around the news web, I saw this comic and I thought this was perfect.
Yeah.
So this is a Nancy comic because there was a Nancy reboot.
The Nancy movie's super funny.
Yeah. And Nancy's hanging out, and Nancy says, in Robotics Club, we get to make robots, right? And Nancy's dreaming of all these robots, and then what's the last scene? It's just a breadboard and a pair of pliers, and that's every single thing with robotics. And that's one of the reasons that we've been working really hard on Qriket, is because that's all of the frustrations out there.
This is me.
Yeah, this is everybody. And with
I have like a
Qriket,
red bow in my hair.
it's project-based learning. It's building something out of maybe garbage, like trash or like cardboard, making really easy projects within 5 minutes, getting a robot running. It's unheard of. You don't even have to download software. And so that's what we've been working really hard on for Qriket. And we have some Qriket.
True.
Yeah, and so this is our Qriket segment. Since we're now shipping, we're in beta, we're shipping Qrikets. I don't have to put that in, it's not out yet, don't ask.
No, they're out.
Yeah, and so
We're gonna make more.
Yeah, so we have a few. Some of these are right on the like just hot off the press.
Hot.
So I'm testing out pumps. We're testing out electromagnets. We're testing out a few things, and then I have another zoetrope, and then I also have a little test with audio spinning a heavy weight. These just happen to be CDs that no one wants, and a little motor. And so I have a few little Qriket videos. So here's just some of the things that you can do to avoid this. I can't believe we're going to make robots. No, we're not going to really make robots. Maybe in 5 years you can learn enough to make robots. So here we go.
Okay.
Take it away.
Past us.
Early, these are all last 24 hours.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's some Qriket stuff. We have more. Got about There are thousands of projects I want to get to, but I got like 20 more for testing because we're in knee deep in just making sure everything is easy to use, works with MakeCode, CircuitPython.
It's not. It isn't. We haven't even published it, but MakeCode. There's a MakeCode plugin now for Qriket, so you can do Qriket projects in MakeCode, which is neat. So you can use CircuitPython. You're using CircuitPython because we have
I like to use Moo.
audio and stuff, and
Yeah.
you like Moo.
I like to use Moo.
But MakeCode is also available for drag and drop Qriket fun. So that's great for beginner robotics.
Okay, and then coming up June 22nd is going to be a hack chat all about Qriket. So Hackaday will announce that soon. The little hack chat, and we'll talk about all the weirdo robots that we're building and more. And as for noise, that's a code 10% off up until 11:59 p.m. That is because Circuit Playground, we are up to N.
Wow.
Yeah, we did the alphabet. Lady 8 is E's for electronics.
A, B, C,
Yeah.
up to N.
We're up to N. E, we're saving E for maybe the very end, E for electronics. It's going to be a musical.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saving that one. But N is for noise, and Minerva makes an appearance. Take it away.
I'd like to see this video.
Hello, Minerva? Do you read me? Over.
Hello, Adafruit. It's difficult to hear you. Over.
Ava. Billy. Connie. Ruby. Mo. Gus. Kathy. Hans. Circuit Playground. Hello, Minerva. Your signal is unclear. Please over.
I can't quite hear you, Adafruit. There's too much noise.
Hello, Minerva. Come in, Minerva.
I'm sorry, Adafruit.
Oh,
There's too much noise in the signal. I couldn't hear you.
I know. I couldn't hear you either. Plus, I was gonna watch a movie, but it won't play. Any idea why?
Something around here might be creating noise and interfering with the Wi-Fi signal.
Noise? I don't hear any noise.
Well, Adafruit, sometimes there's noise that we can't hear. It's not audio noise, it's electrical noise, and it can cause problems for wireless circuits like your laptop's Wi-Fi, or even our walkie-talkies.
Noise that you can't hear? Interesting. But where could it be coming from?
Lots of things can create electrical noise, but the most common are devices with motors in them, like, say, this fan.
Weird. The video still isn't loading.
Noise could also come from devices that use a lot of power or send out radio waves. Or microwaves. Did I just hear the microwave oven?
Oh good, my popcorn's done.
And look, now that the microwave stopped, the video's loading just fine.
Excellent. We are now noise-free. But why does electrical noise cause problems like that?
Too much electrical noise can confuse or overwhelm a circuit. Engineers often have to work on reducing electrical noise in their circuitry because less electrical noise makes a circuit work better.
Oh, just like how it's hard for a person to do work when there's lots of audio noise around.
Exactly. Okay, now that the Wi-Fi's working, let's try the walkie-talkies again.
Okay, let's do it. Hello, Minerva. Do you read me? Over.
Loud and clear. So what was it you wanted to ask me? Over.
Oh, right. Would you like to come over here and watch a movie with me? Over. Hello? Minerva?
Okay, and we're working on O. O is for
O is for is going to be pretty funny.
That's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
Okay, Lydia, we do open source hardware. To prove it, we have like code, and we have videos, and we have learning guides. We have open source licenses, and
Yeah, it never ends really.
and but we have these learning guides.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to.
How many do we have?
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you know how many we have?
I don't know.
1,477.
Wow.
On the big board this week, Lydia, what was
Okay.
what was published?
Well, we have Dana Wall has been making some Qriket cardboard projects. We made that Stumblebot, which is super cool. It's just 2 servos, some cardboard cutout, and it stumbles. But it's a rather nice walking robot that only requires 2 servos. Nice work there. From John Park, we've got the Cam Follower Automaton. That's showing how to use a Qriket and a motor to make a rotating drum, and then on the drum you attach a skewer, and then you have an odd shaped cutout, and you can make movements with your automaton. Like in this case, it's an Adabot. So it isn't just moving sinusoidally. You can have it jump or like kind of making a walking motion. So more complicated movements can be done with cams, and of course you can have multiple cams as well. You don't have to have one cam. So each part of the body can have a different cam to make different motions. We actually looked at some laser cams, which was cool. Got the guide for the Adafruit NeoPixelate Featherwing and Library. If you had the Feather M0, we have an add-on called the NeoPixelate Featherwing. You plug it on top and you can control 8 strands of NeoPixels, fully DMA'd, no requirement to individually clock the pixels. It's all handled automatically for you with a timer and a DMA, so that's really nice. If you would like to control lots of NeoPixels, check that out. We have a guide from Mike Barella on soil moisture sensing, the Circuit Playground Express using MakeCode. Very simple project. You just need a nail, an alligator clip, and you can use the capacitive touch sensing built into Circuit Playground to detect when soil is moist and is capacitive, or if it's dry and the capacitance is quite low. And then you can beep or have the LEDs go off. So it's a really easy agricultural project, perfect for beginners, very easy with MakeCode. Kattni wrote a massive guide called CircuitPython Made Easy on Circuit Playground Express. It's perfect for learning CircuitPython or even just Python in general using Circuit Playground. You go through all of the sensors and buttons and LEDs on Circuit Playground. You learn Python at the same time. It takes you step by step on how to do it using our all-in-one library that we wrote. So it's really, really easy. It's like one import, and you're pretty much ready to have code in CircuitPython. It's easier even than many of the guides that I've written because it has everything wrapped up for you. From Noah and Pedro, we've got the cutting machine for projects, some papercraft figurines. From Mike Barella, an updated mini guide. This is on how to convert audio files from microcontrollers. This comes up a lot, especially with CircuitPython, where you have to have your wave files mono and 22 kilohertz, and the Arduino wave shield that we have as well also has some restrictions. So this is pretty common that you have to convert files to mono and to wave file and 22 kilohertz and 16-bit. We have a guide now with updated images using Audacity and iTunes, which is very handy for your music playing projects. And finally, we have Colin wrote a guide with a transcript for the Circuit Playground and is for noise, and also some more links if you're interested in more details on and is for noise and how to debug noise in your circuitry.
Okay, more guides ahead. We have some made in New York City factory footage. Take it away, Adafruit Factory.
Yay!
Okay, and then we have some other videos. These don't have sound. So this is the selector solder
Yep.
machine, and we are making tons of Qrikets. Qriket all the time. Qriket in the
People, we
morning.
love them. We sold out. We're making more. We're going to get them in the
Yeah.
store. We use the selective solder because we want to make sure that no soldering is required for this product.
All those big chunky parts are soldered by Robot Friend.
So yeah, we use big connectors. We place them by hand, and then our robot friend here, as you saw, it has a big nozzle, and it can solder basically 3x8 solder points in 5 seconds.
Yep.
It's very fast. I think we got the panel down to 4 minutes per panel, so less than a minute per
Sounds
board, fully soldered, ready to go.
And this is our little spy camera that we're using for this time lapse. This is a little time lapse outside the pick and place windows. I believe that was a black hole.
That's cool.
Engulfing us. Yeah.
Yeah, the sensor is just like, I
Yeah.
can't deal, it's so bright.
Adafruit IO, we have a lot of stuff going on. Stay tuned to the Learn system and more Brenton over the summer. And we're revamping the Getting Started guides, projects.
We
you
have a
name
big
it.
guide that's coming out.
Yeah.
We just wasn't ready yet. A big Getting Started with Adafruit IO guide. And we're going to go through and we're going to
Got a
go
bunch.
through all of our old projects and just make sure they all still work.
Yeah.
Update them to the latest library.
Adafruit
stuff.
IO, it doesn't go down, which was our big thing. Make sure we have an Internet of Things service for makers that's very reliable. And we'll always have a free tier. We also have the Adafruit Plus plan if you want to do it. And if you want to support a maker-made for makers, IoT service for makers, that we're not going to retire out and say our beautiful journey, spend time with our kids.
We're not going to sell it to
sunset.
Microsoft.
Yeah,
This
we're not
is-
going to do that.
No, this is ours.
So if you want to support Internet of Things services for makers, that's how you do it. Okay, 3D printing. Noah and Pedro have a couple videos. We're going to play those. They're on the show and tell, but
Mm-hmm.
we also have the full video here. It's time to cut some paper.
Yeah, Qriket time.
Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to take a look at making paper crafts. In this project, we'll show you how you can make Adafruit Circuit Playground characters. These cutting machines are really great tools for making intricate designs out of a lot of different materials. You can make very detailed cutouts of materials like cardstock, vinyl, and even chipboard. Cardstock comes in lots of different colors, so you can choose from a huge selection. Chipboard is a thicker material that is used for backing for notebooks and boxes for packaging. So I got myself a hefty pack of cardstock on clearance, so be sure to check out your local arts and crafts store. These sticky mats are used to secure material, so this helps keep everything together while cutting out your artwork. They come in different levels of stickiness depending on your material. Setting up artwork for cutting is a process that requires a bit of planning. For example, Blinka was originally composed out of individual shapes that would be challenging to piece together. So we can combine and merge pieces together to simplify the artwork so the different colors can be layered to form the final design. Detailed patterns like on Minerva need to be created as self-contained cutouts similar to letter stenciling, and this allows the color underneath to be revealed through the cutout patterns. There's a few smart cutting machines on the market, but they all have very similar workflows. Once your artwork is ready, the process is pretty quick and easy. Newer models feature wireless connectivity, so you don't need to be tethered. Material profiles tell the machine how much pressure to apply, if you want multiple passes, and which type of blade to use. They have a ton of presets for each material, but you can also create your own. For cutting thick chipboard, we crank the pressure to the max and set 3 passes for multi-cut using the fine point blade. The cutting software handles your artwork and automatically separates the colors into individual mats. Here you can move and rotate individual layers and choose the size of your material. You can also rearrange objects and move them to other mats, giving you more control. Once your mats are set up, you can choose your material profile and fine-tune the cutting pressure by picking from the drop-down menu. We're using a thick chipboard as the backing for our characters, which makes them a bit more durable when handling. We found the standard grip maps work pretty well, and for very secure hold, we use blue painter's tape around the edges to keep the material from coming loose. Cardstock is much less involved and doesn't require extra tape, just be sure to use a squeegee to secure the material to the mat. When you're ready, just load the mat into the machine and follow the cutting software to guide you through the process. Cutting thicker material requires a few passes and needs supervision just in case the knife gets caught or jammed. Cutting cardstock is like butter. You can make very intricate details, just be mindful with thin features as they can easily tear during the removal process if you aren't careful. Once the cut is finished, you'll want to carefully peel away any excess. Bending the mat while facing down is a nice way to remove your pieces and avoids them from curling up. For thin features like Adabot's antennas, you'll want to use the thin spatula or weeding tool to carefully lift it off of the sticky mat. I like to use this extra strong glue stick for attaching the layers together. Just be careful with the thinner features. You'll want to make sure your parts are in the right orientation when applying the glue. Line them up first and check to see if they need to be mirrored. Most of these shapes can be lined up nicely by squaring up the edges. If they're slightly off, you can adjust them by carefully sliding the layers to line them up. You'll want to use a good amount of glue stick, especially near the edges. We don't want them to lift, so you'll want to cover as much as possible. For very small details like Adabot's ear cups, I used a pair of tweezers to wipe it onto the tip of the glue stick. This way we don't cover the unwanted areas with lots of glue. So we put together 4 Adafruit Circuit Playground characters. Here we have our newest family member, Qriket, Blinka, our CircuitPython mascot, Adabot, the curious robot, and Minerva, the fashionably wise owl. You can download and make your own by heading over to the Adafruit Learning System. We hope this inspires you to make some paper crafts and maybe even add some electronics to your projects. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more crafty projects from Adafruit.
And why wait 5 or 6 hours for a print when you can just watch it in like 40 seconds? If you missed today's show, it's okay. It's on YouTube, but 3D Hangouts is every Wednesday with Noah and Pedro. And today was an excellent show, according to the chat and more. Lady Ada, right now, we're in an interesting time with Adabox.
What's different about now? What's changed? What
So
happened?
here's the thing. There's only so many Adaboxes we can show.
That's right, because we have to manufacture them,
and there's time.
Yeah, there's time.
So each
but
Adabox,
time ends.
Yeah, each Adabox takes time to make.
Yeah, we have to make them,
ship
them.
So we have a cutoff about the amount we have. We try to estimate the best we can.
Yeah, we can't do more than that.
So right now, after 74 more subscribers, that's it for Adabox 8.
That's it?
That's it. So if
what if I want to wait till about 80 people sign up and then I want to sign up?
No, it actually will say we're full.
What if I email and say, hey, let me sign up? But I'm special.
And here's the thing. We have limited edition things in each Adabox that even if, and we have the standalone ones, we can't put in the standalone ones. This is just for subscribers. So go to adabox.com and sign up. If you're thinking about it, trust me on this one. Adabox 08 it's the biggest, it's the best. You're going to like it, especially if you like robotics. And here's a little video to come into. Ships late June, early July, and let me just see if we really do have 75 more slots open. I'm going to look right now.
Geez, so if somebody's watching and they're not sure.
74.
Do you only have 74?
74
so
people.
that's it.
That is.
We're
for-
cutting it off.
That's it for AdaBox 8. Okay.
You'll have to get AdaBox 9, which is also going to be great. But
Yep.
why
Yep.
wait? Why don't you get AdaBox 8?
Okay, lady. We're gonna get new products. We have a new product newsletter. Don't
Yep.
forget, if you have an Adafruit account, this is the only one that's in an Adafruit account that you can do. We don't automatically sign you up. We don't do pop-ups, do anything like that. But if you go into your preferences, your Adafruit account, you can sign up, get all the stuff delivered to your inbox. So, lady,
Yep.
are you ready?
Yep.
Kick it.
New, 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 new. That's like the sound from the video game.
That's the new song.
Well, from the Vectrex game, it's like
Oh.
and you.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
New, 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 new. They weren't really into music effects then.
Okay.
All right, but we got all the new
What do you
parts. Okay, all sorts of stuff. What's first? This cable. This cable is pretty great. Hold on, let me find the other side of the cable.
All right, she's gone.
No, that's weird. It's missing. Oh wait, no, it's here. It's just small.
I got a ton of photos. All
All right, let's start over.
Yeah, we're here. What do you got?
This
What do you wanna
cable
show?
is pretty exciting.
Okay, I'm gonna
So-
go to the overhead.
We've had these LiPo batteries for a very long time. Everyone's like, oh, they like these LiPo batteries, and they've got these JST PH connectors, and like they plug into our feathers, and they plug into like a microbit. You're like, oh, I'm powering stuff now. Look at me. Wow, this is great.
Look at
We're all
me.
powering stuff. But people are like, well, I want to connect something to these batteries, and I've always said, well, there's only connectors you can get on a circuit board. JST doesn't make free hanging wire cable versions. And then we found a company that does. It's not JST official, but it matches perfectly. Boom, even has the right color matching, and now you can have a free wired battery connection to these JST 2PH batteries.
handy.
This is super great. We've got these batteries, we have a AAA battery pack in this, we've got lots of LiPos. Other stuff uses them, but these are nice and solid, and they have this like nice connector where these plug in, they're free hanging, and this just plugs in. It's solid, so you can tug on it, and then when you really yank, that's when it comes out. But it's not gonna damage your connectors or anything. You get one cable, it's like 6-8 inches long, really handy, and we have the matching cable if you want just the cable, not the battery part. But personally, we think this is a great match for our batteries. JST
Okay.
2PH cable.
Next up.
This is an active PoE splitter. This is really handy for people who have Ethernet-powered IoT projects, and if you have access to a PoE hub. So Power over Ethernet, it provides 48 volts on the unused wires of Ethernet, so you can use it with 10 megabit or 100 megabit, not with 1 gigabit. And this is isolated. It gives you 5 volts at 2.4 amps, so it's perfect for Raspberry Pis, Feathers, Arduinos with Ethernet shields. I can show this off here. Ooh, this is pretty chunky because I got this PoE hub. The secret is that you need to get a PoE hub.
Maybe I'll use the side camera for this.
Yeah.
I have a side camera. You want a side camera?
All right, so you have to get a hub that has PoE in it. Maybe go to your records.
I'm gonna
It's
go
actually
to
kind of small text. PoE port. You have to make sure it has proper PoE. This is for active PoE. So this is a hub that I got from, it's a TP-Link hub. Low cost, has 4 PoE hubs. PoE. And then you plug in your Ethernet and just the Ethernet part. And on the other end, you plug in this PoE splitter.
That's handy.
And then it will give you 2 ports, plugs out. You'll get the Ethernet with that data, and then you'll get a 5-volt micro USB connector. Very handy. So you just plug it right in, and it powers it up to 2.5 amps. It's a lot of power. It's not too expensive. It's a very easy way to add PoE for something that doesn't have PoE built in.
Yeah.
And honestly, PoE usually isn't built in because basically you're putting this on. It's big. It's chunky. It's expensive. So having this as a separate item is kind of nice. You can add it.
Make all your internet connected things power over
Basically, it's
Ethernet without
all-in-one.
without the bulk.
And almost everything has a 5-volt micro USB power these days. So this is a very simple all-in-one way to do it. So this is the power over Ethernet splitter.
Okay.
It's PoE hub. The trick is to get a
Next
proper
up.
PoE hub.
So these come in 3 different colors. So I
They're
put all-
basically the same.
I put all 3 here.
Yeah, this is actually a suggestion from a customer. These are micro test points.
Yeah.
That's kind
These
of
are
cool.
handy, and we have like in use too.
Yeah, so I'm showing them why they're useful, and the person who emailed us was like, here's what I use them for, and I'm like, that's pretty useful. So if you get a breakout board or a dev board, they have 0.1 inch headers, and you usually have to solder them in, but there's once in a while, there's a time when you need to connect to a sensor or something. You don't want to solder to it permanently. You want to like clip onto it somehow. So these, you can also solder these, of course, but because they're metal. But they come in 100 packs, and they're so small. Maybe I'll try to zoom in on one. So they have these little loops here that you can clip onto, and then on this part they have a little bent, sort of like a tweezer.
Yeah, so they go
Looking
in,
thing.
they hold themselves there.
Yeah, so they snap in. So this is like, we just grabbed like a random board. So what you can do is they're a little annoying to remove.
Well, you don't want them to fall out.
You don't. So let me actually just hook on, and I'll use that
Okay.
to remove it. So you can yank them out, but they snap in, and they're pretty solid. I mean, like, this isn't gonna go anywhere. And what's nice is that the plastic, it's a little plastic divider, so it sits nice and flat.
Otherwise they'll touch each other. You don't want that to happen.
They don't touch each other. We have 3 colors. If people really like these, we'll get more colors. And they're 0.1 inch diameter, so like they perfectly line up.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
really
cool
nice.
that it's red, black, and white. That's it. We'll get maybe more colors, but that's, those are pretty useful right there.
Yeah, and I've just got these Pomono mini grabbers. You don't have to use Pomono brand. You can use whatever.
Yeah.
You lock them on, and boom. It's non-permanent. When you're done, you just remove them, but it's good enough for prototyping and just like checking connectivity. And they're 100 per pack, so they're like a penny or 2 each. So when you're done, just toss them, basically. So they're 10 cents each. But when you're done, just toss them out, and or you can try to recycle them. But eventually, I think this springiness will.
Yeah, we'll
will
probably get
stop
more
working
colors.
so
Thanks.
great.
By the way, when people send us suggestions and ideas of things that are useful, we do it.
Yeah, I saw this and I was like, they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we buy these from Keystone, but they're expensive. Can you sell them in multi-packs? I was like, that's a good idea.
Yep.
So yeah, this is very handy.
Okay. Next up.
Thanks, person.
So this is good for all year, but back to school is going to be coming up in September, and all the cool kids have
Lunch boxes.
So this is like limited edition. We're not going to do this forever, but
We use
these
these for our
are-
advanced kits. These
Yeah.
are really, really cool looking. It's beautiful blue color. It's bent metal, and it's got a latch. It's got a handle. It's got this really cool like patenty Adabot diagram on it.
Let's go to the overhead.
Let's go to the overhead.
So I use this to carry
Get rid of mine.
my projects to and fro, and also lunch.
So it's nice and shiny. It's got like the metal out highlights, and it's also
in workshops, good to pick up a few, put some stuff in there.
Yeah, great for electronics. I mean, it's ESD.
Yeah.
All right, it's metal. Open it up. You can put anything you like in there. We use these for some of our packs, of course, but you can get them now. You can just get it without. Just get it alone.
Yeah. Very good.
And then
What does the text say on it? It says something. What's the text say?
it says Adabot, Adafruit Discovery Advancement Bot.
That's right.
Some Adafruit action here. Some more diagrams of Adabot. And that's it. It's a really nice blue color. This is I think you picked this blue color. It's like patent. It's what's not patent blue. It's carbon copy blue.
Yeah.
So it's a mimeograph
Look like
blue.
a blueprint-like thing. Okay.
Yeah, blueprint.
All
All
right.
right, so we've got lunchbox.
Okay. Put all those new products in there. All right. Next up, Lady Ada. What is this thing?
This is super cool. We actually ordered these a while ago, and they finally came in. These are the Black Magic probes. So this is a special SWD JTAG debugger that is a little different than most. Unlike most where you would run OpenOCD and then use this as a hardware interface, it actually runs like the debugger service inside of it. And so when you open up GDB, you connect directly to the COM port on here, and you can use it for debugging. So you don't have to deal with like OpenOCD startup, and I think it probably is a little bit faster. It supports everything that you would want to do with your Cortex ARM microcontroller, but it's kind of a more advanced debugger. It also has a free USB to serial converter on the bottom. It has that extra cable, which I can show off.
Yeah, let's go to the overhead.
Okay, so all right, so this is the Blackmagic. So you got your standard 10-pin SWD JTAG controller here. This is the chip. It's all open source hardware and software completely. Got LEDs and indicators, protection level shifting, and all that good stuff. And on the bottom, yeah, you have this cool add-on with power ground RxTX. So you can connect this, and then while you're debugging, you can also get USB serial output, which is really common. A lot of times there's like debug or console information. So you just plug this into your headers to get that. And then it also comes with, your standard SWD cable. You plug it in here, and then this goes into your target. It supports like some of the most popular chips. It doesn't support everything, I will say. And unlike OpenOCD, it has to have the support because it's implementing the debugging service inside of it. It has to support the chip natively. So it supports like STM32, pretty much all of them, Nordic NRF51, 52, LPC11s, and some other LPC chips from NXP. ARM, Atmel, it supports SAMD20, SAMD21, SAM3 and SAM4 series. See what else? TI, it supports a couple chips. Freescale, a couple chips. I don't know the part numbers. It's all in the product page. Raspberry Pi 2, it supports as well if you want to debug and program that chip directly, the Broadcom chip. It's a really cool, different approach. Like there's a lot of low-cost OpenOCD dongle adapters, but what I like is that OpenOCD isn't even involved here. And not that I don't like OpenOCD, it's wonderful, it's great software, but taking that out of your debugging equation and going GDB straight to hardware is pretty nice. So a nice addition if you have a J-Link, something like this is also super handy. And because it's open source, you can expect more chips will be supported by it. And if you'd like to add support, you can submit a pull request with the register map of your favorite chip and update that as well. So nice work from Blackmagic and 1-Bit Squared. They made a really cool hardware dongle. Everyone in-house that does ARM development picked one up immediately. Like, that's so cool! And they're going to be using it for debugging their ARM Cortex chips.
Okay, next up.
A big display. This is actually a really, really old product that I just never quite got in the store, but I finally got in the store. It's a 3.2-inch resistive touch screen. We've had the 2.8-inch. It's very popular. This one is just 3.2 inches, just much bigger. It has a resistive touch screen, as you can see. You can use your fingernail or stylus to draw on it. You can use an 8-bit SPI mode, 8-bit mode or SPI mode. On this side is 8-bit, so you can use D0 through D7. The resistive touch is 4 pins, backlight control, and then it's got a 8080 or 6800 control lines for, chip select, write, latch, read, latch, reset, and command data. I tend to prefer the SPI port. So over on this side, there is S-Clock, MISO, MOSI, chip select, data control. Because it's using SPI, I also tossed on a micro SD card. So for example, this example is just using a Atmega 328, and it's upside down. It just draws slowly but surely a picture of some flowers. 16-bit color. It's a nice little display. It's just a bigger version of the display we already have. So we've got example code already for Arduino and CircuitPython, and this is the ILI 9341 chipset. It's kind of supported by everything and anything. So it's a solid large display. This is the largest 320 by 240 display we carry. But if you want a big picture display with color, this is a really nice TFT.
Next up.
Encoder. You can see it spinning here.
It's spinning.
Encoder. So we carry these TT motors. I like these motors. They're wonderful. They're really low cost. They're only a couple dollars. And the reason they're so inexpensive is they don't have any encoding or feedback built into them. So you might be wondering, what if I do want to add encoder or feedback? Well, here you go. You've got these little encoder wheels. So this is a little injection molded plastic piece that snaps on. It has, actually I've never counted them, I think it's about 32 slots in it. Perfect for optical encoding. Not magnetic, it's plastic. You put it on the back of the motor. There's the axle of the motor goes through. So this side has the wheel, and then on this side you have the encoder. You use a opto encoder, sorry, the photo interrupter.
You can get position. You can do little robot projects that are very smart.
Yes, you can do much more intelligent robot projects. You'll know where you're going, so you slowly speed up and then count the encoding. It doesn't tell you which direction you're going because it only has one set of slots, but it can tell you how fast you're going and how how far you've gone. So for precision projects, these are only a couple. Like this is like $1 for 2 of them. Then you have to add the photo interrupter, but there's a lot of example code out there for how to do that. And then you can add precision motion to your robotics project for not a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are little encoders. I like these because they're injection molded. They're nice and strong, but low cost, and they just snap on. And we purposefully got the motors that have the through axle, the double axle on purpose, so that you could do this and have the encoder on one end while the motor's spinning the wheel on the other.
Smart.
Encoder.
Okay. Next up, to start the show tonight, besides you, Lady Ada, in our community, all the Adafruit team members, are these nails.
Yay! These are super cyberpunk. These are, well, they're basically very small RFID NFC stickers. They don't have a chip in them, but they have a coil and a couple of transistors and an LED. And they basically take that energy that is emitted from an RFID or NFC reader, contactless payment, those, when you go on the bus or train where you put your card, or when you go to the store and where you put your RFID credit card, your phone. This is a example of a Android phone which has an RFID NFC reader in it.
Yeah, you don't own a cell phone at all, which is interesting.
So I had to get my
So you
RFID.
had to make something. Yeah.
Well, we have this shield.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get these thin stickers, and they're so thin that you can, of course, paint over them. Hold on, let me zoom in.
Okay.
So you can see the coil, a little transistor over there, and then 2. I mean, they're so small. These are like 402 parts or 201 parts. A little LED, and then when they get into the range of reading, they light up white.
That's cool.
Yeah. So this is a kind of a
You do
cool
all sorts of fun stuff with this.
cyberpunk effect. No battery required. You just have to have
And that's why
the coil nearby.
this is kind of the probably most known project. You have these on your...
Yeah, so if you have them, then while you're using your phone, if you have the NFC app running in the background, you can just download one for Android. It'll flash your nails. I'll note that Apple doesn't really have RFID reading. When they do, they don't pulse it as much. So be sure to get, it works best with an Android phone or with contactless payment. You don't have to use them for nails. I think they're kind of designed for nails. That's what they're meant for. But you can use them for any kind of decoration where you want to use a coil to light up a small LED without battery. So it could be used for jewelry projects, just a kind of a neat coil to LED converter. You can also stick them on the back of the phone. They'll just flash when you turn on the app.
All right, and with that, Lady Ada is new projects.
Recap time. New. We have this JST2PH plug. This is the matching cable that goes on the other side of our LiPo batteries and other JST2PH batteries and devices. Super handy if you want to have a free hanging wire to our battery connector. We have a PoE splitter. This is an isolated 5-volt, 2.4 amp splitter. If you have a true PoE hub, this will do the negotiation for you, get the data out, and give you 5 volt in a micro USB jack to connect to your product, like a Raspberry Pi or a Feather, and then also Ethernet. These cute little PCB test points snap fit into standard 0.1 inch header, so you don't have to solder to a breakout board or a dev board. You can just clip on with your Pomona jacks or hooks, and you can debug and test your product without any soldering. This beautiful blue metal Lunchbox has Adabot all over it. It's our Adafruit lunchbox, very handy for carrying electronics or lunch, or both. The Blackmagic probe from 1Bitsy is a really cool debugger for ARM Cortex chips where instead of using OpenOCD, you can connect directly with GDB to it. It does all the work for you, so you don't have to run OpenOCD, a really great open source hardware and software project for making other open source hardware and software projects.
It's going to be a hit. Okay.
3.2-inch TFT breakout. This is a larger version of our 2.8-inch breakout. You can use 8-bit or SPI to control this display. 240 by 320, 16-bit color pixels with a micro SD card on the back. Great for graphics projects. A motor encoder. This encoder plugs into the back of our TT motor and gives you an encoder wheel. You add a photo interrupter and now you can tell where your motor is and how fast it's going. And these cool RFID nails. These nail stickers can be nails. They can be accessories for your phone or jewelry. They have a coil, a couple diodes, and LED. And when they're in the RFID or NFC electromagnetic field, they flash and blink the LED for a cool cyberpunk effect. Yeah. New.
Okay, don't forget the code is noise, 10% off in the Adafruit store. We're going to do some top secret. This is the video that we posted on Twitter that everyone's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
So
If
this
only I could
is the
DMA
project that Scott's working on.
some
And,
stuff.
you know, one day maybe we'll be able to write Python and run it on Game Boys. And here's the little PCB that he's working on.
751. There was one pin that needed to be connected.
And so this is part of, we have some gaming stuff coming up. Here is some more top secret sneak peek. I'm calling this Arcada.
Do you want me to talk about this?
Yeah, what is this thing?
Do you want me to show it off?
Yeah, show it off. Show it off. No one can ask questions about it now.
Can't talk about it. It's a feather wing. You plug your feather on the back. Got a 2.4-inch resistive touch screen, some buttons, shift register. You can tell the battery goes here, and then it plugs into the feather. There's going to be a bigger speaker here. Find bigger speaker before you ask about the speaker. Reset button, headphone, stereo out, micro SD for storing game stuff on it, a hacking port, accessibility and a hacking port. So basically kind of an all-in-one gaming arcade wing. So I just got these PCBs, so we got to put these together.
Okay.
Not out yet, don't ask.
Yeah. Yeah. Techniac mentioned Game Fruit. I was thinking of that too. Because, like, Adafruit. Okay. This is the Feather Qriket.
Yeah.
It's real.
Do you want me to show that
It's
too?
here, but you can't ask about it.
Hot off the press. Hot out of the oven. It's like the first one.
Yep.
All the stuff you love with Qriket. 8 analog or digital IOs, 4 servos, 4 transistor drives, 2 bidirectional motors or a stepper motor, Class D speaker out, NeoPixel level shifted out, Seesaw managing everything over I2C, so you don't have to use that many pins, only 2 pins are used.
And since it's part of the Feather ecosystem, you can use something like Particle or the 150 plus feather things that go
you
along
plug in a
with it.
feather, and then of course you can also have feather wings on top of it. You can have a stacking setup with more
So
feather
bring
wings on top.
robotics to even more people.
Yeah, so you can do now IoT robotics or Bluetooth robots. So we'll be able to do a lot more. You can build all of your robot dreams with the Qriket feather.
That's right. Okay.
Oh, I forgot capacitive touch too.
Yep.
What's neat is it adds it to like something like the ESP8266, which has a lot of memory but has like almost no GPIO. Now that's not a
Now you
problem.
got it.
You've
Now you
got
can
all the
make a robot.
GPIO.
IoT robot.
And you have
phone
the
control
Wi-Fi.
Robot. You want robot? You got robot.
Sweet.
Okay. And then no one can ask questions, but I'm going to ask a question. What if do you have a microbit version? Oh my gosh, there's a microbit version.
There's a microbit version.
Yeah, we have a microbit version.
Yeah, I have one that I assembled.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like this. Same deal.
It's Qriket season.
It is Qriket season.
Okay.
Season of the Qriket.
That's right. And last up, I have a little video. We're still working on our Adafruit AR up. This time we added some more features. And it'll be maybe in the App Store soon. Apple has to approve it. But here's the latest build.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Adabot. Tap me to hear an electronics tip. Even the most experienced engineers blow fuses in their multimeters from time to time. Be sure to keep a spare fuse handy.
And that's top secret. Back in the vault. All your secret stuff.
That's a lot of secrets. That
Okay.
was a full vault.
Yeah, we're going to answer your question. What, you were going to say something?
Actually, I was mentioning, I saw the person who co-designed the Black Magic Pro.
I was just
is in
going to mention
Discord.
that. Yeah, Esden, in a lot of the questions about that product, you can...
He
this is
knows
what-
all the details.
This is why Discord is perfect for this.
I'll be honest, we got these in, and I haven't actually even had a chance to. I mean, like, I bought these sight unseen because they're so cool, but I haven't had a chance to use it. So for
Yeah.
detailed questions on, like, how to
Thank
use
Ezen.
it, Ezen is your person. They will be able to answer
Yeah.
all your Black Magic Probe questions.
Okay, so speaking of questions,
But I'm ready to answer some questions.
Adafruit.it/Discord. That
Okay.
is where we're answering
I'm here in the flesh.
your questions. Go ahead and start loading them up. It looks like most of the questions right now are for that probe. So,
I know, it's super cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing ARM Cortex development, a JLink EDU, you know, if you're doing open source is really handy. But if you're doing commercial work, the Blackmagic Probe is a lot cheaper than the JLink, a lot cheaper,
Okay.
and can do a lot.
are there any lithium-ion batteries that we sell that are safe for use in a car in the summer? Operating temperature of 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
You know, all LiPo batteries do have a temperature ranges. Check the data sheets. Probably the lithium-ion batteries. Check the data sheets for what the specs are. But you might want to have a temperature cutoff so that they don't operate in very high temperatures. But that said, electric vehicles use lithium-ion batteries, so they must be possible to use them in high temperatures if you're careful.
You still working on that M4 Bitsy thing?
It's coming along real good. So
Okay.
watch the store. You might be surprised the
Ooh.
next day or two.
Okay. In the Made in New York City video, the pneumatic pump that was used to apply solder paste on the pads, what is it called? The little...
Oh, I don't remember where we got it,
Yeah.
but it's a pneumatic dispenser, and you have to hook it up to an air supply. So we have a line coming from the compressor for it.
Okay.
But I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay. I do have a question for the 3.2-inch TFT screen. Are you planning on selling the screen by itself without any sort of breakout?
Not this time. We do have the 2.8-inch available raw, though, if you're interested. Maybe we'll put the 3.2-inch later.
Okay. Do we sell anything to interface with SATA like a hard drive or solid state drive?
No, we actually don't have anything with a SATA connector on it.
Okay.
It's true.
What's down here? Will a Sharpie stick to the plastic of the PCB test points?
It's a kind of a rough plastic, so I think so.
Yeah.
You could probably Sharpie the white one. I mean, that's why I got white. I figured like you could color it
Yeah.
if you wanted different colors.
Let's see. What does debug mean? This is just another...
To debug is to find the mistakes that you put in your own code
Yeah.
and get them out.
Okay. Let's see here. I think I got all the questions and all the different chats, but I'm mostly looking at... did Q play any tricks on the USS Qriket NCC 1701? Yeah, it was weird. I was doing this, and this guy took me back in the beginning of time, and he's like, watch out, don't get all these enterprises at the same time. And I'd get all these enterprises, and I was young, and then I was old. And then Data, he had this cat, and he had a new cat, and then Worf got
Was it a
married to
robot
Troy.
cat?
And it was like so weird, and they're like, Phil, you're crazy. I'm just like, no, I'm just hopping time. And then the video was finished.
Yeah.
So anyways,
And the NeoPixels turned on.
yeah, I'm glad I didn't destroy all forms of life on accident.
I hate when that happens.
Because Q, he's
He's trouble.
a little tricky. He's bored. If you're omnipotent, you get bored.
Yeah, it's
you just
true.
start messing with planets. Okay, let's see. Does the augmented reality and top secret work with the ARC Kit Apple or ARC Android? Well, it's not out yet, so we can't talk about that.
It's not out yet.
Okay, so that is all the questions. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget, we're in Discord all the time. And special, don't forget at all, stop by tomorrow night at 8 p.m. because Digikey's going to be in Discord.
And I'm going to be in Discord too.
We're all going to be there.
We're all going to be there.
We're going to show stuff.
It's a party.
Lady Ada, let's give away something. What do you want to give away this
We're going to
week?
give away a lunchbox.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I try to give away something that anyone can find useful.
Everybody can use lunch. What are the
Everyone.
rules?
The rules are if you've won before, you can't win again. Only one winner per my lifetime. The first person to call the phone number when it appears on the screen, and I pick up, and I ask you your name and where you're calling from and a project you're working on or you want to work on, and you're able to answer those questions, will win this lunchbox.
Yeah.
Probably this very one.
And what do
I
they-
won't lick it.
Well, what do they have? They just have to call a number.
Yeah, they call the number and ask them 3 questions,
Oh.
and then they will win the lunchbox.
Like that
It's
number.
3, 4, 3. This number. Call this number.
Yeah. They just gotta call it.
And when I pick up, I'm going to tell you to turn off your computer audio, because otherwise people get
Yeah,
very.
do that in advance. Well, let's see.
If you, please turn off the audio first if you can. That would be really
That's
helpful
always helpful.
to us, because then I don't have to
Okay,
ask you.
Let's see who calls. Ring, ring, ring.
Ring, ring,
Telephone.
ring, ring. Telephone. Bang,
Telephone.
bang.
Sesame Street, they have those. Like, telephone.
Wah.
Telephone. Like those little.
Bang. Bang.
Yep,
Yep.
Okay, you should get the phone. Oh.
This is all I only.
Whoa,
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
Whoa.
whoop.
We'll give it another
Bang.
minute. Ring, ring, ring.
Whoop.
I'm always expecting 1 week no one's gonna call, because a lot of people they're ready and they've won. And
Well,
if
should they
they're
shouldn't they
watching-
shouldn't be ready because they already won.
Well, they're like, oh, and sometimes ring, ring, ring. All right, go ahead.
No, I got 2 wings.
You gotta do. Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, you reached the line for the Ask Engineer free giveaway. Wow, amazing. What's your name
Hey.
and where are you calling
My
from?
name's Brian.
Hi,
Hey, Brian.
Brian. Where are you calling from?
Rocky Hill, Connecticut.
Okay, Brian from Connecticut. Well, what's a project you want to work on or you're working on or something?
I try to want to make a 2-wheel stabilizing robot.
Ooh.
using,
me too.
Python.
Ooh,
wanna do
Phil,
the
Phil wants to do
Like
that too.
self-balancing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to do one, but we're going to do one where it spins a wheel.
Yeah.
It's
I
called
want to
like-
I want to do one without wheels.
It's called a reactive wheel. It's not like the normal ones that have the 2 wheel side to side. The wheels are like a motorcycle or a bicycle. It's
Oh,
called
I see, yeah.
a reactive wheel. Look on YouTube. There's some cool videos. Well, you're going to be able to transport your robot in this handy lunchbox. All you have to do is email support@adafruit.com and say, hey, it's Brian from Connecticut, and I want a product number 3437, and they're going to send
Okay.
you out this lunchbox. So easy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, when you finish your robot, come by the show and tell. I want to see it because we're really talking about a lot of self-balancing robots here around here.
I will. Awesome.
Okay,
Thanks,
watch out
Brian.
for Q. Thanks, Brian. Bye.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Success.
Okay. Well, that's the show for tonight, lady. Now.
Yep.
All right. Special thanks to all the Adafruit team members out there here
Yep.
and around the world.
Yep.
Adafruit community.
Yep.
All the customers that keep
Yep.
us going.
Yep.
Still no loans, no venture capital, so we can keep doing this. Lights are still on.
Dude, every day.
We haven't had water in our apartment for 2 days because it's
We
just
still look good.
no, it's fine. It's just like we get these memos. They're like, there's no water.
Hey.
Then there was no heat.
They were like, we're
for-
drawing a hole in your wall.
Yeah. And so
They were cutting a hole in our wall this morning. It was kind of funny.
yeah,
I was just like, I was not taking a shower because there was no water.
fine. Everything's fine. So we stored all this water in advance to make sure.
Yeah, it's like camping
It was
at
like
home.
it was like camping at home. But this has happened a lot of times.
I know.
But
Well,
anyways,
you know.
but it's not because we didn't pay the bill. They just said there's no water.
Gonna shut off the water.
Yeah, little. I hope they find more water.
I think they did.
But anyways, our lights are still on. Everything's fine.
All right, I'm gonna put together these prototypes of me tomorrow, and I can show some demos. That'll be cool.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it. Special thanks to everyone in Discord. Don't forget.
What?
Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Digikey. Then we're gonna do one every Thursday night at 8 p.m. But this is the kickoff one, so go to it. And that's it. We'll see
Live long and
everybody.
prosper.
We'll see everybody next week, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you, everybody. Here is your moment of Zener. Bye bye.
Spock, the robot.